Hi, everyone. Welcome to Sudbury Interviews. Today we have Chanelle Larocque, and based in Sudbury here, a mother, a twin, a singer, a research assistant, a master of Indigenous relations, and an actress. And I don't know if we'll be able to cover all of that today, but we're going to cover as much of it as we can. Before we begin, you can find us on Sudstown and join the conversation. Chanelle Larocque, how are you?
Oh, I'm doing great. How about yourself?
Thanks for taking a minute of your time for us today.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks so much for this opportunity. I'm pretty excited about this. So this is it's gonna be fun.
So, which of these should we cover first?
Whatever you want to cover first. Honestly, yeah, you named off pretty much everything. So
I think we'll go with the actress and singer part. We'll start with the actress because I noticed you have you were modeling or something. You got some videos.
yeah, for sure. So I guess I'll start from the beginning. So when I was around 3 years old, my sister and I, the twin, our mom, well, both our parents were kind of in the performing world, and my dad was in a band, my mom was a model. So right off the hop, it was kind of bound to be our destiny, I should say. So we ended up on the back of a Quaker Life cereal box at 3 years old. And that kind of just started our journey with, modeling and acting and stuff like that. So I started, our family, we started doing like commercials and some film work here and there and performing on stage. So that kind of started our journey. So we did that primarily until we were maybe 10, 11 years old. Like we did well, I did a bounce commercial. Um, my sister and family, we did like some local commercials here. We were like the type of family that we get a call at the middle of the night, have an audition for something in Toronto and, pack up our bags and go in our white minivan and go to Toronto for an audition. And so it was a pretty different childhood, that's for sure. But we grew up in Sudbury, so it's pretty neat to still be, kind of getting into performing and modeling and acting and stuff back home. So that's been cool. And then once I did a more like local theater and whatnot here. Back when there was Theater Cambrian, and we did Sudbury Theater Center, of course. And then we got our agents again as twins. So we kind of dabbled a little bit here and there with some work, but then once you become a teenager, you're like, oh, I just want to hang out with my friends and you know enjoy that side of life. But I still had kind of the performing bug in me. So when I went to Toronto, I went to Sheridan College for performing arts. And then I was like, hey, I'm still part of the ACTRA union. I can, make some money on the side while I'm living here. So I ended up doing quite a bit of acting there. It was mainly like smaller roles, like a few lines here and there, but it was a pretty neat experience because it opened up, a lot of doors and a lot of like cool opportunities being on different shows and meeting different actors, and it was pretty cool. So kind of jumped all over the place there, but ended up in Toronto for a bit and then came back home.
I love opening doors.
Yeah, right?
Oh, or doors that are opening is what I meant. Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
good feeling.
yeah.
So,
Yeah, for
acting for
sure.
you is something that you want to continue pursuing.
So it's interesting. When I was doing it, uh, it's a tough lifestyle. I find like I definitely it's something that you have to be fully committed to all the time. I did though during the summer. I have incredible neighbors that live right across from the street from me that are also performers and artists, and they shot a short film here in Sudbury that they're hoping to submit for Sudbury Cinefest and TIFF. It's called Dodger Dave. It's going to be an awesome movie, and it just finished being reviewed. It's pretty much done. So I kind of still dabbled in a little bit of acting, but I'm really hoping to put my efforts more towards singing because that is where my love is to sing. But I think the acting bug is still in me. And when they said that they had a smaller role for me to be a part of in their film, I jumped at that opportunity. So yeah, that's going to be really great when that comes out. It's a really funny comedy movie, and yeah, some amazing artists were involved with that. So,
I think that's really cool what you're doing.
well, thank you so much. It's so fun.
And well, you and your sister both are very cute kids. Like that was you
Thank
on the
you.
back of the box of Life cereal.
Yeah, right. It's so funny. Like, I had a colleague of mine, well, a good friend of mine, that was saying, like, yeah, I remember hearing about that back in like what, 1994 or something. He's like, you were the kids, like you were the twins that were on the back of the box. So that was cool that there's still people that kind of remember that cereal box, and so that was pretty cool. But yeah, it was neat growing up to have like these cool opportunities. Like there was one in particular. I wish it actually happened. It didn't though, but I was supposed to be on a Wayne Gretzky commercial. It was all set up, and then my mom had to get surgery. I don't know, like an emergency gallbladder surgery or something, and I couldn't go. But there was like people willing to drive me to Toronto and all this stuff. But yeah, it was kind of neat to have these like as a kid have these opportunities and kind of see, that limelight a little bit, that little peak of the limelight. And it's kind of interesting too, like reflecting on that. I remember we did like a modeling competition in Toronto. It was initially through GoRose, and then it was the Canadian Model and Talent Competition, and we got like what's it called, callbacks from Ford and all these big modeling agencies. And I remember driving back in our old minivan, like crying because I was like, I just want to be where the lights are, and to see the lights, and kind of wanted to do that. But it's just nice now being back home, um, you know, still focusing on my career and what I do at public health and what I do for school and whatnot, and still have like a creative avenue kind of thing. So it kind of, it's amazing to still perform and do those like events and stuff, and still see those lights on stage, even though it's not a bigger stage, but it's still, I still get that dose of performing in, which is amazing.
Well, when we were kids,
Mhm.
we didn't have cell phones, and I'm not that old, but we didn't have cell phones, and guess what? We ate cereal every day after school. Everybody I know did it, and our entertainment was the back of the cereal box.
Right?
It's for
Yeah.
sure, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's where it
That's
was at.
hilarious.
Like there was games on there, there was cool stuff to look at. I mean, that's where it was at. So that's why they put you there, right?
Yeah, yeah, it's so cool.
That
Everyone's
was
like, at
prime
least it was,
time, like front page news, man. The back of the
oh,
cereal box.
oh my God, 100%. That was where us 90s kids, are looking at the back of the box. And I mean, at least it wasn't the back of a milk carton or something, right? Like I wasn't lost, or at least it was the back of a cereal box. No, it was really cool. And my mom still has the boxes. Like she, of course, kept some boxes, right? So it's pretty neat.
So let's move on to singing now.
Hmm.
You're doing some gigs, I've noticed. Your name
Yeah.
quite often comes across the website that I manage is called sudburyevents.com, and quite often your name is on there as doing a gig. So tell us about that.
Yeah, oh, that's really cool to hear. So yeah, it's kind of all started over a year ago now, I'd say. I was kind of in a weird point in my life, like I just got separated and whatnot. And like I was saying before, it was always like I still wanted to perform because that's who I am. It's who like a part of me, a part of my upbringing. So it was actually kind of like a joke thing where a really good friend of mine at work was like, oh, he knows someone else that it was a joke at his work that they're going to put together a band, like a rock band for their holiday party. So at first we're like, oh, haha, let's do it, like let's put together this band and put together, I think it was 7, 8 songs. And it just kind of manifested from there where it was like, oh, like, this is fun. We're loving it. We don't sound bad. Like, let's keep this going. So that's how my kind of mixtape number 5 band started. And then we started playing at different places like the Townhouse or the Lounge, played at Science North. So that's kind of how that band started. And then throughout that time, because I am a single mom, um, and it's tough like nowadays, right? Like just to, I have an awesome job and stuff, but it's tough with like groceries and expenses, and I have a 7-year-old son. So I kind of put it out there, and I'm a student too. So I put it out there that if there's like any extra work or anything that I could do just to bring in extra money. And so Fabio Sinel, who him and his son Parker are in the Moonlight Buskers. So they perform like everywhere in Sudbury. Anyway, so he reached out to me and he's like, hey, like we should like collaborate, like let's get together. We'll see how we jive, how we sound together. And like right away when I met them, it was like, it's like, okay, this is wicked. Like this is going to be so fun. And, an opportunity to to sing with other artists who are really passionate and who really want to get their names out there. So that kind of started that journey with them as like their special guest. But like, so with them, I got to so far be a part of Rib Fest, got to play at Bella Vita Cucina, St. Louis, Anderson Farm, Hilton Garden Inn, Station 84, The Cliff. Oh my God, there's so many. There, Sudbury Market, Good Earth Coffee House, different places like that. Handmade Holiday Market was, I think, the Makers Collective. But it was just like one thing after another. And it's really, and they've really helped almost like mentor me in a way of like, making sure like, Chanelle, bring your mic stand and bring your, your microphone, and kind of teaching me the ropes of performing with a band too. So it's been really cool to be able to be that involved, and I'm really grateful for both bands for, giving me these opportunities with them. And even though I had the performing arts background and I've sang my whole life on stage, it's different when you're singing with a band, like there's that teamwork involved too, but there's, you're making sure that we're all in sync and stuff. So that it's like a really cool opportunity. Plus I get to meet like really amazing people. And there's such a wonderful music community out there too that are like so inspiring. And one thing I've noticed and I just love about our arts community is that everyone's so supportive of everyone else. Like everyone roots for everyone. It's not like what I've experienced anyways, is it's not like competitive where people are out to get each other. Like everyone is there for each other. Like um there's one artist, Jessie Burnett, who had her show and she has a campaign and releasing her album. And it was so cool to see other singers there and like who do the original stuff or covers or whatever. Everyone was there to support her. And it was just, and I've been seeing that with all the artists all like in Sudbury, and it's just beautiful. So anyways, it's just definitely been like an exciting time. And yeah, I have some shows with mixtape coming up too at the Lounge 390. That's March 7th. And then music at sundown at the Townhouse. That one there is pretty fun because I get like my dad to come up on stage and I get to do some songs with my dad and some songs with the Moonlight Buskers, and I'll get the guys from Mixtape, and I have my friend Sam, my neighbor I was talking about for the film. I hope she could do some songs too and get kind of friends and family involved in that experience, because there is that sense of community that I think that's what music brings out. And then there is another event coming up that I'm a part of, April 25th. I don't know all the details yet, but it's for a homelessness outreach event. So, and that's pretty near and dear to my heart too, because I worked in a lot of homelessness research in the past. So that one there is going to be pretty neat. I'm assuming it to raise money for uh, the homelessness population here in Sudbury. So that one's coming up soon too. So it's neat how all these opportunities are kind of intertwined with things that I'm passionate about, things that I love around people I cherish and that I love too. So it's pretty cool. It's been a pretty cool journey in the last year and a half.
Beauty. I love the sound of
Yeah,
that. And
yeah.
by the way, you mentioned Fab and Parker.
Hmm.
They were episode 20 on this show.
Were they really?
Yeah.
Oh,
And
awesome.
I found out on the when we were recording live that the last name is pronounced Chanelle, which is
Is it?
almost like your name.
Oh my God. See, that's destiny right there.
Yep. Because I
That
thought it
is
was
so funny.
Sinel, and he said no, it's Chanel, and he explained it. So, cool.
Uh,
There you
As
go.
if, eh?
Meant
There
to
you
be.
go. It's meant to be. I probably said it the same way you did, and I've known them for a while now.
Well,
That's
hey,
funny.
I, I've mispronounced a few names now, and I'm really making sure to get it right before I stick my
Yeah.
foot in my mouth.
Oh, no, my name, you know what? You did amazing on my name. My name gets, oh my God, massacred all the time. I get Chantel a lot too. That's the funny thing. But, after a while, I'm like, Chanel, like the perfume, and then it usually sticks, which is kind of cool. But
Another cool thing too is that I'm on a Larocque kick because I just interviewed Connor Larocque yesterday, and you're Chanel Larocque, and you know we're just
maybe
knocking
it's in
it
the
out of the
genes.
park here.
Yeah, you just got the Larocque, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Oh,
nice. So,
awesome.
your band, Mixtape Number Five, that's a band name.
Yeah, that's our band name. Yeah.
I was seeing that around. I didn't know that it was a band name. I couldn't figure out actually what it was. So tell us about that. Like, how many people are in that band?
Yeah, so there's six of us. Well, that's including myself. So we're, it's so funny because I always joke. It's like we're a bunch of midlife crisis people. We're at different ages, but we're all at that point in our life where we're like, oh, you know, we want to perform, but we have careers and have kids and responsibilities and kind of deal, right? But yeah, a great mix of guys there that are along with the journey. I'm the only woman, so it's very entertaining to say the least. But yeah, we try to perform as much as we can. It is tricky because there's six of us, so to try to make our schedules work is sometimes hard, but we've been very committed since the beginning with this whole experience, and hoping to get our name out there more as a band, and to perform at bigger venues. And it's pretty cool because more recently, me and my friend John, who's the one that I work with, we've been kind of dabbling and making some original songs as well. So that's pretty cool because that's something I did when I was younger, and another thing that I kind of neglected for a long time. So it's neat how, we started off just doing cover songs, and it would be cool to eventually like throw in some original stuff too when we do our shows. But yeah, it's a pretty cool journey. So the songs that we do are, oh, it's a mix. hence the name mixtape. So everything from, oh my goodness, like rock to blues to pop to, we were dabbling in some country, even though some of us didn't always agree on some of the country songs, but there's country in there. Um, yeah, literally punk too. We started off doing a lot of more punk songs, but just like a mix of songs that are well known. But what we kind of, we wanted the songs to be well known, but we didn't want them to be like, the generic songs that bands do everywhere. So we tried to, no pun intended, mix it up and have other songs that people recognize, that if they go to a bar one night and they hear, right, they can, like, we have, I don't know, at the song, I should have looked up the song list beforehand, but we have some heavy rock songs and then we go into a Kelly Clarkson type deal, right? So it's just, but we always like have grit it up and make it a bit heavier, of course, because we have three guitar players. So essentially we're going to be loud and in your face and, rocking. And then, yeah, so it's a fun group. We have a great time, and we're just there to have, yeah, a fun time, pretty much.
Nice.
Yeah.
We're gonna move on here to the daily segment, and that's just a silly little name I've given to a question that I ask every single guest.
Yeah,
It's the same words every time. It's the same question, and are you ready for it?
I am. Yeah,
Okay.
shoot.
What is one thing that you feel would make Sudbury greater?
Ooh, well, I think it depends what we're focusing on. I'm very much into like social justice and advocacy. I am doing my research and like I'm getting my master's in Indigenous relations, and so my thesis is about the drug toxicity uh, in Sudbury and how there's a lot of drug poisonings and overdoses, and because of my past of working with the homeless, I think what we need more of is obviously affordable housing and something to and best practices to address the the drug toxicity crisis here. So that's why I'm saying this and why this might connect to like the performing and stuff I've been doing. It would be amazing to have some sort of event or fundraiser or something where we can create more funding and to have programs that address like the negative outcomes that are happening in our city that go like completely unnoticed, or maybe now more people are noticing how inequitable things are here in our city because we live in the north and because um, of our like kind of diverse population. So I think it would be great to kind of somehow make some sort of fundraiser to address these social issues and these gaps that we have living in Northern Ontario. So I don't know, I've been kind of pondering that for a while. And wouldn't it be amazing to have like a place where people that are living in poverty or people that are dealing with homelessness or substance misuse, where they can go and pick up a guitar or play the piano or somehow integrate music or arts-based learning into their lives. Like I remember, I can't talk too much details about it because it's confidential, but I was a part of a research evaluation, and I would have to go to and talk to people on the street about their alcoholism
Hmm.
and whatnot. And one of the programs had a piano and they had a guitar. So every time I'd go visit, I'd be doing the interviews with the participants and whatever. One lady in particular, who became my best friend at that time, um, picked up the guitar, and just hearing her sing, like you wouldn't notice her, on the street panhandling and think, oh my God, this lady probably has a voice that sounds like Janis Joplin. But this how she was able to sing, and then seeing the other participants start playing the piano and the joy that they had from doing that. So I just think, wouldn't that be amazing to have some sort of fundraiser, to have like something to go towards like art-based therapy, or best practices to address like these social challenges that we're going through here in our city, but somehow integrate the arts, or even Indigenous ways of knowing, because we do have a higher population of Indigenous people, how the arts and how performing and how, like, there's so many benefits. And I just think of all the benefits I've felt from just performing in the last year and a half, it more so compared to my childhood, right? Like more recently, and how that's benefited my healing journey. Just imagine if how that could benefit people that are experiencing these issues in our city. Like, wouldn't that be incredible? So that's been something I've been like kind of toying with in my head, and thinking like that would be wouldn't that be great? Just because of we live in the north. It's tough. It's tough, especially on days like today where it's like almost minus 40. And I
Oof.
think it's just so cold. I think there's like a village living behind my place of people in tents, and I feel for that. And if there's a way that they could escape this weather, escape those challenges, even for a few hours, to dabble in some music or poetry or some sort of artistic form, it would be incredible. So I think that's what Sudbury needs.
Good
Less,
answer. Yeah.
yeah, thank you. Less shame on people when they're going through hard times, like we got to be there as a community to help those, because we all go through tough times, right? So,
Yeah. Yeah. We wouldn't want them to wind up on the back of a cereal box or something.
no, I know. Wouldn't that be just absolutely horrible?
Well, you know what I mean. Like,
Oh yeah, I know
like,
what you
like in a
mean. Yeah.
tragic sense.
In the tragic sense,
You
where
know.
it's like, they could, that's the thing. It's definitely, this is just coming from my perspective, but definitely an epidemic is there's too many drug poisoning, there's so much homelessness, there's so, and there has to be something done, something else done. I mean, there's a lot of work going out there that people don't realize that is happening to address these these community kind of issues, and I recognize that, but I think we need like a quick fix right now, something, just to get them out inside, warm, fed, good socks, good, those kind of things, and maybe to add a little bit of music in the mix would, I don't know, might ease their journey, their healing journey, just a little bit.
Amen.
Amen to that.
Yeah. Well, Chanelle Larocque, I want to thank you for your time and your kind words. And I believe you're on the right track. And keep going.
Thank
Just keep
you.
going with it. And you got it on tape now. It's going on the internet.
Yeah, that's true. Thank you. And I just want to say too that, one thing that's made this whole journey pretty awesome is having my son Hendrix involved in everything. He's even come with me to perform at a few places with the Moonlight Buskers, and to see my son, like 7 years old, doing his thing with the shaker and trying to add in some harmonies is the coolest thing as a parent, to see your kid interested and wanting to get up there in front of everyone. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, well said.
Thanks.
Great. Thanks for your time again. We'll talk again soon.
Okay, awesome. Thanks so much.
Take care. Bye.
Okay, take care. Bye.